bullshit.
I am for your freedom to protest. I'm 100% for your freedom to protest. I'm also for your freedom to go to the gym. I'm also for your freedom to go to a comedy club if you so choose. I'm for your freedom to go to a restaurant. Look, they figured out how to do restaurants in a lot of places. The servers wear masks, and many of them wear face shields. You distance the tables apart from each other. You do temperature checks. You take people's names and addresses down when they enter so that if anybody gets sick, if there's any sort of... And they've been able to do this.
No, this is right. The vectors of transmission are typically closed areas, people in solid proximity with each other for long periods of time.
Yes.
Right? That's the stuff where people are getting this stuff. And I trust most Americans not, like, some Americans are dumbasses. Some people are just dumbasses.
Oh, there's a lot of videos. I don't know if you watch YouTube. There's plenty of Karens out there. How sad is it if your name is Karen and you're a good person?
All
the good Karens out there.
You're toast.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm really sorry.
But it's, like, I made this point online. I got shellacked for it. But I was pointing out that most Americans are wearing masks right now. By polling data, 59% of Americans say that they always wear a mask when they leave the house. And if you look at the map of mask wearing, across the board, in the places where there are the most cases, people are wearing masks. I wasn't saying masks don't work. I wear a mask. I think that the evidence shows that they do something. We don't know that they're not like full protective. The cloth masks are not as effective as surgical masks, which are not as effective as N95s. But wear a mask, good. The point that I was making is people are acting in fairly rational fashion, meaning if you think COVID is like around you, you're wearing a mask and you're socially distancing. So this idea that Gavin Newsom knows best how you ought to live your life, like, I got some trouble with that, especially because California saw the same uptick as Texas and Florida, and California never opened. I mean, we've been here the whole time. California never really opened.
Well, we were doing pretty good up until the protests.
Yeah, that's
Everything
true.
seemed like it was on an uptick. The Comedy Store was talking to them about becoming an essential business and opening up, because they had opened up bars and they had opened up restaurants. And they didn't really have a designation for comedy clubs. They sort of talked about it as a live performance venue, but then that puts comedy clubs at the same place as the Staples Center, which sounds crazy, right?
Right.
So they're like, listen, we can do this. We can just have half capacity, temperature checks, do it right. They're doing it right in a lot of places all over the country. We can do this. The audience has to wear masks. This is totally doable. And so they were right about to do that. And then this other thing is, we were trying to figure out, like, is it protests only? I think it's bars too.
Yeah.
The thing about bars is close talk. People are
and
drunk.
loud talk,
Yeah, they're drunk and they're on top of each other. I think bars probably had a significant uptick.
Right, lots of singing, lots of vocalizing. Right, churches and synagogues were a main vector for this. Yeah, I mean, but again, these are all things that are fairly commonsensical and we can agree on, and yet we're beating the hell out of each other over this stuff. And there's the suggestion we know what to do. If only we just did it, this would stop. It's not going to stop. Okay, it's not going to stop. It's a very transmissible disease. We don't have a vaccine. As long as people are out there, it's going to continue to pass. Wear a mask if you're in close proximity with others, and that's pretty much it. The hospitals are getting better at this, thank God.
Yes, they are. And the crazy thing was that they were saying, like, you can only protest if it's a Black Lives Matter protest. What about a protest for increasing your immunity? What about a protest for educating people to the techniques and the strategies for increasing your immune system? They're out there, and there's no discussion about this amongst health professionals. Amongst politicians. If you listen to health professionals, people that really understand the human body, they'll tell you there's a lot of strategies. There's a lot of things you could do. First of all, eliminate alcohol, eliminate caffeine, eliminate sugar, eliminate all the bullshit in your diet. Start taking vitamin supplements. Get outside. Get some vitamin D. Get your body healthy. Exercise. Do all these things, and you will increase your immune system. You increase your body's health. You don't hear a word of that. All of it is just stay inside. We have to stay apart to keep everybody safe. And God damn.
The number one vector for transmission remains the home. Right, that's still the number one vector in every society is the home. People going home and giving it to each other. And when I remember, for me, one of the breaking points in LA was when they decided they were going to shut down all open areas. They're going to shut down all the parks. They're going to shut down all the beaches. And I was like, what is this?
Well, not only that, it goes against science, because there's been papers that have been studied that show that this virus dies almost instantaneously when it's exposed to sunlight or even artificial sunlight.
Yeah, none of it makes any sense. But it does feel like, bottom line, there were a bunch of gaps in American society, and then a bad thing happened, and everything just sort of fell apart. It was sort of like a house of cards, and then there's a little bit of weight put right on top of the house of cards, and everything just collapsed in on itself.